to the Government News Brief for Monday, February 6, 2017. In the news, the Ministry of Social Protection calls on citizens to act responsibly regarding inappropriate video content on social media platforms. New strategies for non-communicable diseases, chronic diseases, and adolescent health are likely to be developed, and Minister within the Ministry of Natural Resources warns minors against mistreating their employees. Stay tuned for these and other stories. Thank you for staying with us. I am Renetta LaFleur. Here now are the details. The Ministry of Social Protection is calling on citizens to act responsibly regarding inappropriate video content on social media platforms. Delon Sanko has the details.
Minister of Social Protection Amna Ali, in a comment to the Government Information Agency, says video images of children in inappropriate acts have been brought to the attention of her ministry. She says the first response is to stop the circulation of the videos. Ali warns that circulating the videos constitute a criminal offense. Additionally, she says if identified, the children involved will be given all the support and counseling needed. She urged parents, teachers, and the relevant personnel to get involved to stop the circulation of the explicit videos and support the children. The director of the Child Care Protection Agency, CPA Ann Green, reinforces that it is a crime to circulate the video content.
If this comes to you, you should just, that's it. It should not be, it should not be, it's a crime. You should not be passing it around. You're exposing the children, you're putting them in more risk, you're making them more vulnerable. So it should start. If it comes to you, you just mute it. Alright? Yes, you send it to the authorities, we got it. We're going to do something about it, but please stop. We need to help our children.
The director says her department is working to assist the families that have been affected.
We're looking to get the children and the parents for counseling, let us understand what happened. We also concerned, if there's a ring out there, if these children were drugged, what? We're concerned, and it's saying that there's a lot of work to be done with our young people.
Green says the CPA will also collaborate with the school's welfare department to work along with them to bring the children back on track and help them with their self-esteem. Delon Sanko for the Government News Brief.
New strategies for non-communicable diseases, chronic diseases, and adolescent health are likely to be developed as the director of PAHO meets with the government and other health officials. Delicia Haynes tells us more.
The visit to Guyana by the director of the Pan American Health Organization, World Health Organization, PAHO WHO, will see a number of health-related issues in Guyana being addressed. The director, Dr. Carissa Etienne, says that based on health programs that have the attention of PAHO WHO, it is likely that universal health coverage and access will be improved through continued technical support.
Primarily, I am here to understand the needs of Guyana, the needs of the government. I am here also to sign the agreement with Guyana as to what will constitute our technical cooperation with Guyana, and we've jointly agreed on some of the themes that will be given attention over the next 4 years. Also, there are some very important issues that we will be revising. One of them is how do we move to universal health coverage and universal access.
PAHO WHO continues to support the government's commitment to combating non-communicable diseases, chronic diseases, and improving adolescent health. Dr. Etienne notes that Guyana has managed to overcome a number of challenges, especially emerging diseases. However, the director says that these issues require multi-sectorial approaches in ensuring that the entire population is covered.
We've had to face many challenges, as does Guyana. We had to face the challenge of Zika recently, before that chikungunya, and we have the continuing challenge of the chronic diseases that are causing the strokes and the heart disease and the chronic respiratory conditions and diabetes. We are seeing diabetes in younger and younger age groups. So we are always challenged in health, and it is extremely important that we communicate with the population that they have a role to play too.
The visit to Guyana by the PAHO WHO director is regarded as a timely one as Guyana continues to make strides in fulfilling its Health Vision 2020, which aims to have all persons living in Guyana to be among the healthiest in the Caribbean by the year 2020. For the Government News Brief, Delicia Haynes.
Minister within the Ministry of Natural Resources, Simone Brooms, warns miners against mistreating their employees. Tiffany Rodius has the details.
Minister within the Ministry of Natural Resources, Simone Brooms, is warning miners to pay their workers or risk not receiving concessions from government.
The persons that operate these dredges, however, while it's a labor matter, they got to make sure that they're compliant. And these concessions that they are enjoying and the special benefits, it will stop.
Over the weekend, Minister Brooms was in Bartica to meet with miners to address their concerns and push the syndicate project. It was at that meeting that one miner raised his complaint about non-payment. While the Department of Labour under the Ministry of Social Protection is responsible for addressing labour issues, Minister Brooms says she will visit the GGMC Bartica office to hear miners' concerns.
I will want to encourage that they go to the GGMC, and I will have them to take in the complaints and so on and to be addressed. In this year, I will come some days and work out of the office in Bartica. So all these complaints and some of the things that come in for persons who cannot travel to Georgetown and persons in the riverine area, they can come right there to meet with me.
Minister Brooms pledges to look into the situation of workers in the mining sector. The minister is encouraging labourers to ensure that they have some sort of documentation from their employers to prevent being shortchanged. For the Government News Brief, Tiffany Rogers.
The minister responsible for business development says there needs to be more cultivation and motivation within local and foreign markets. He says it can be done using technological advancement. More in this Gabriela Patram report.
Minister of Business Dominique Gaskin says Guyana needs more local entrepreneurs bringing in foreign earnings. He says successful entrepreneurs can improve living standards from wherever they operate through job creation and by making new products and services available. The minister was at the time speaking to participants at the Digital Wealth Summit held over the weekend at the Marriott Hotel.
I'd like to implore you to look beyond the shores of Guyana, not just for technology, but also for markets, for whatever you are offering, whether it's a product or a service. There's a big market out there, and I want you to explore that market. We have access to that market through our connectivity. Let us use this tool to extend our reach.
Gaskin says that Guyana is yet to make its mark as an economic powerhouse. However, the country has to become the #1 regional source for agro products among other sectors. The Minister of Business says the mission going forward must be to develop local industries.
We ourselves have to create that green paradise that we dream of. So those are our economic priorities right now. And nothing would please me more than to see the emergence of a new breed of entrepreneurs to take up the challenges and to enjoy the rewards of growth and success in these export-oriented business activities.
The Digital Wealth Summit was hosted by the Masterclass Institute, which is a business education and training organization. For the Government News Brief, Gabriela Patram.
Land has been acquired for the construction of a new drop-in center at Sophia. Details from Zenil Williams.
Minister of Social Protection Amna Ali says since she assumed office, she has been working to move ahead with the construction of a new drop-in center in Sophia to properly cater for the children.
Since I've come to this ministry, I've been able to secure a piece of land where we are going to build a drop-in center at Sophia. We are currently awaiting the formality, the paperwork to be done for that.
Minister Ali explains that the current building was proven inadequate to house vulnerable children. The minister says that once completed, the new building will accommodate children and 3 families, along with all the necessary facilities and safety features.
The present one in Sophia is not it's not adequate, and there isn't like not adequate facilities and space and what have you. So we're hoping that we can build a center, a drop-in center that will have adequate you can have adequate facilities and so on.
Meanwhile, plans are also moving apace for the construction of a shelter for victims of domestic and sexual abuse. The shelter will be constructed in the compound of the Mahaica Hospital. Minister Ali explains that the design has been completed and the ministry is currently awaiting approval from the Islamic Development Bank for the project to commence.
That center, that is going to be located at Mahaico, which will accommodate about 20 families or about 100 persons, survivors of domestic violence. Because, you know, at the end of the day, when you're finished doing all the different things, what next? What do you do with the survivors?
The Social Protection Minister says her ministry is also working on several rolled over projects in Regions 4, 5, and 6. From the $16.6 billion allocated for the Social Protection Ministry in the 2017 national budget, $20 million will be used for preliminary works on the Sophia Drop-In Center and $4 million for the construction of the Domestic Violence Center. Zenil Williams reporting for the Government News Brief.
We have come to the end of today's edition of the Government News Brief. The details of these and other stories can be found on GINA's website. GINA has an active Facebook page, and we encourage you to visit and like us so you can be updated as the news unfolds. You can also visit our website and YouTube channel. Remember to join us tomorrow for another edition of the Government News Brief. I am Renetta Lafleur. Thank you for watching.